Welcome to part 2 of the history of the Akal Takht. We ended part 1 with the Akal Takht being without a Sikh leader following the martyrdom or the Shahidi of Bhai Mani Singh. In 1745, the governor of Lahore, Zakaria Khan, died. He was the one who had issued orders to kill Sikhs, so the Sikhs were able to hold the Sarbat Khalsa at the Akal Takht once again. They regrouped and carried on their battles against the Mughals. In the Sarbat Khalsa of 1748, they reorganized into 11 missals, each with its own leader and army. The same year, the invasions of Ahmad Shah Abdali, also known as Ahmad Shah Durrani, started. He was the leader of modern-day Afghanistan, and he had his eye on all the treasures that he could loot from India. His invasions weakened an already declining Mughal empire. A weaker Mughal empire helped the Sikhs. They got stronger and took Lahore for the first time. Abdali invaded India many times, and before long, the Sikhs started relieving him of all the loot that he was lugging back to Afghanistan. As you can imagine, he didn't like that very much. In 1757, his forces destroyed the Harmandir Sahib and the Akal Takht. Baba Deep Singh attained martyrdom during this attack. The Sikhs held a Sarbat Khalsa in 1765 and rebuilt the Akal Takht. They built the first floor in 1774, and the rest of the floors were built by Maharaja Ranjit Singh. The Gilded Dome was funded by Hari Singh Nalwa. After Abdali's last defeat in Punjab, the Sikhs became the uncontested rulers of Punjab. In time, the missals started to become more and more independent. Nawab Kapoor Singh, who had been leading the Sarbat Khalsa, retired. Because of these factors, the practice of holding the Sarbat Khalsa ended. In 1800, Akali Phula Singh, who was a member of the Shahida Missal, took control of the Akal Takht. He became the Jathedar and brought back the legitimate authority of the Akal Takht. After his death, members of the Udasi sect, known as the Udasi Mahants, took control of the Akal Takht, most likely because they were highly patronized by Maharaja Ranjit Singh. The Udasi sect was started by Sri Chand, the older son of Guru Nanak. The Mahants came to control nearly all historic Gurdwaras. They introduced several practices into the Gurdwaras that were not aligned with those of the Khalsa. For example, worship of idols and Guru's pictures. Then, colonialism arrived on the shores of India. In 1849, Punjab was annexed by the British. The British left the Gurdwaras under the control of the Mahants. The Mahants carried on their practices, which were becoming more and more disrespectful towards Sikhi. So the Sikhs started an agitation to free the Gurdwaras from the Mahants and to place the Gurdwaras under an official Sikh organization. As a result of this agitation, the Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee, or the SGPC, an elected committee, took charge of the Gurdwaras in 1920. The Akal Takht once again became the center of Sikh temporal authority. The Sikhs met here frequently and made decisions for the entire community. In 1947, India became free of the British. In 1955, the Indian state launched its first attack on the Harmandir Sahib and the Akal Takht. The Sikhs were demanding a Punjabi-speaking Suba or state, very much in line with the way other states were being organized in India on a linguistic basis. But their slogans for a separate state were banned by the government. To protest these bans, thousands of Sikhs gathered at the Harmandir Sahib. In the attack, thousands of agitators were arrested, and even people who were volunteering, for example in the Langar Hall, were arrested. The entire issue around the statehood of Punjab was long and drawn out, and the Akal Takht bore witness to a lot of it. In 1975, Indira Gandhi declared a state of emergency in India after she was found guilty of electoral malpractice. Press was gagged and fundamental rights were suspended. Sikhs launched agitations from the Akal Takht to protest the emergency in solidarity with the rest of the country. In 1978, there was a violent clash between Sikhs and Nirankaris in Amritsar during a Nirankari convention in which Sikh gurus and scriptures were being disrespected. At least 17 people were killed, most of them Sikhs. The Akal Takht issued a hukamnama telling the Sikhs to sever ties with Nirankaris. In 1983, Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale and his supporters occupied and fortified the Akal Takht. In 1984, Operation Blue Star was launched by the Indian Army to remove him from the Akal Takht. The Akal Takht was destroyed in this operation. It was reconstructed twice, once by the Indian government and later by the Sikhs through Kar Seva. As you can tell, the authority of the Akal Takht rose and fell throughout history. When it had authority, it came from the relationship between the Sikhs and the Jathedar. If the Sikhs want the Akal Takht to be a central governing institution, then they have to accept it as such. The Akal Takht in turn has to be more independent and transparent, and it has to represent all Sikhs, not just Sikhs in India.